Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us for game 2 of the Ice and March tournament here in the greater Cleveland area. We're in Lakewood this morning as your Trojans in their home white take on the Columbus Mavs 12U Findlay team in green. Findig's in net for the Trojans for this game. We'll have George Homewood out to take the face-off for the Trojans. He'll have Rylan Peterkowski and Jonah Burkhart there with him. Lawyer Teagarden and Webb Sloan on defense. We get ready to start the game. Drop the puck. Homewood gets that back. Peterkowski over to Burkhart. Burkhart now carries. He dumps it deep into the zone. Goes back behind the net. Collected by Columbus. Flipped out. Peterkowski keeps it in. Gets that over to Lawyer, but then kept into the zone or brought back in by George Homewood. He's going to go around, take a shot. That goes just over the net. Lawyer comes down to pinch, gets that to Peterkowski. Peterkowski now fighting against the boards along with Lawyer. Homewood takes it. Burkhart carries now. Gets that back to Homewood. Homewood now dangles in front. Oh, just had it poked away as he was trying to get to the net, but he hustles. Gets it back to the point to Teagarden. Teagarden fires a shot. That goes loose in front. Now Burkhart racing to the corner for it. Gets that puck back to Sloan. Sloan gets it over to Homewood, over to Teagarden. Back to Sloan. Sloan plays out along the boards. Now Burkhart goes down behind the net. Looking in front. Oh, tried to find Homewood. That got sticked aside. Teagarden with it now, top of the zone still. Homewood got it, then it gets knocked out, but they were going to have an offsides call. Puck is dropped as Mason Cooper takes the face off for the Trojans. Got back to River Archer, fired a shot just wide. Henry Fort comes down now to play along the boards. Knocks it back to the corner. Grace is down there with it. That gets lifted out of the zone. That's got enough steam. That's going to go all the way down the length of the ice and be an icing. So we'll have another offensive zone face-off for the Trojans. Good pressure early. See if they can capitalize. Mason Cooper with the face-off again. Puck is dropped. Gets that over to Grace. Gets that back to Fort. Fort puts it back down to the corner. Grace pursuing behind the net. Wrapped around the boards. But Ricky Nichols is there. He's going to fire one towards the net. That comes out loose in front. Fort chips it forward. Keeps it in the zone. And then out of the zone now by Columbus. But Archer's there. Nice play along the corner as Columbus dumps it. Spinning it back is Cooper over to Archer. Archer's going to carry for a little bit. Tip that out of the zone and keep pursuing as he chips it. Oh, tried to chip it forward, but Columbus collected it. So now they move through neutral ice with it. Ben Grace over there pushing him to the outside. Columbus forced to dump it deep into the zone. Cooper and Archer over there. That goes past everybody. Gets to the defense of Columbus. They tried to fire a shot. Whiffed on that one. Now back to the corner now. Fort with it, or that was Cooper rather. Cooper wings it up the boards, try to get it to Grace. Now Nichols has it. He tried to carry, got poked away. Then sent out of the zone. And now Archer pursuing, but we've got a hand up. We're going to have a penalty on the Trojans, it looks like. Going to the box. Cooper they're going to call a check. He'll be in for a minute. George Homewood takes a face off, tried to get that. It got back to the defense, but then that's going to be an icing as they were trying to find Beach streaking out of the zone, but just a little too far there. A little confusion about the call. I don't know if they were talking about whether it's an icing or not, or there's something else that's going on. Now Grace will come out to take the face off. It looks like Trojans are going to have another one in the box, maybe? Yeah. So Trojans on the penalty kill, 3 on 5. That goes over the corner. Lawyer Teagarden chips that forward, and he's going to pursue. He's going to take that forward, send it deep. He's going to turn with it. Keep chipping it forward. Good job by Teagarden. Battling now, trying to kill clock. Gets tripped up. Teagarden effectively killed about 30 seconds of a penalty doing that. Comes out to the middle. Grace tried to get on there. And Teagarden again. Nice hustle play by Teagarden. Bangs that against the boards. Chip vacuum deep by Columbus. Webb Sloan has it now. He's going to try to fire it out of the zone, but intercepted by Columbus. They have it down in the corner. Centering pass tipped aside by Teagarden. Oh, then we should have a call there, but no. Cooper's out of the box. Back to the corner. Playing it along the wall now. Homewood out as Findlay's back at full strength, and then Biggs will hold on to that one. Surprise on the tic-tac call against Findlay, but then no call on that open ice hit. So Mason Beach come out, take face off for the Trojans. He's got Schaaf and Schwab with him. Loose in front, rolled through, tipped aside by Findlay. Schwab now pursuing. Beach with a nice play. Shot from the point, that goes wide, tipped behind the net. Harrison there now along the boards, battling with it. And Beach, that gets tipped out of the zone. And then sent all the way down. That's going to be an icing. There we go. So we're going to bring this face off all the way down. Mason Beach will take this for the Trojans. Ties that up, gets that over to Schaaf. Now Beach has it again. Beach cycling. Fires a shot. Oh, off the glove. Tipped over the goal. Now Harrison in the corner along with Beach. Harrison comes out with it. Tried a centering pass. Sticks aside by the Mavs. Beach tried to get that to the corner. Now mishandled in the corner. Beach tried to get that out to Nichols. And playing along the boards is Nichols. Kept in by Schwab. Schwab sends it down deep. Beach picks that up. Actually, Schaaf does. Schaaf now tried to get to Beach in the middle. Bounced off his chest. Now the Mavs racing down the ice. Backhand pass, broken up, and then gloved by Finn Biggs. And we'll get line changes across the board here. George Homewood now takes face off. Again, he'll have Burkhart and Peter Koski with him. Gets that back. Sloan now. Fires against the boards. Gets it up to Burkhart. Burkhart's racing for it. Got picked off by the defense. Now Sloan's got it. Going through neutral ice. He cuts back. He still has the puck. He fires a shot. That hits the defender in front. Burkhart and Peter Koski pursuing along the boards, along with George Homewood. Kept in by Peter Koski. Gets that over to Homewood. Homewood's going to look to get close. Hits a shot. Backhand. Gets in front. Oh, went through Burkhart and Peter Koski's sticks. Eddie Homewood racing back. He's got one on. Shot. By the Mavs. Mason Cooper takes the face off for the Trojans, kicks that forward, pursuing it still. Out of the zone now. But collected by Webb Sloan, chips that up the boards, but takes an errant bounce, comes back out to the middle. Cooper has it, gets that back to Eddie Homewood, who sends that forward. Now picked off by Ben Grace. Ben Grace is going to carry this into the offensive zone. Go around the corner, get tripped up a little bit. Kept in along the boards. Oh, nope, knocked out as Sloan went to play with escape, but Mason Cooper there to collect. He's going to play that off the boards now. Following him is Archer. Archer fires a shot. Stick save by the goaltender for Columbus. Archer now knocks it forward over to Grace. Grace tried to move it to the front. In the slot is Cooper. Gets that back to Teagarden. Teagarden gets it back down to Grace. Grace centers, but chipped aside by Cooper, but the Mavs able to clear. That's going to go down the length of the ice and probably be an icing, and it is. Findlay with a lot of offensive pressure, just can't find the back of the net yet. Definitely out shooting Columbus early. Mason Cooper again with the face-off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Ben Grace ties it up, gets it back to Teagarden. Tried to flip that to the middle, but collected by Columbus. Now Columbus is charging. Webb Sloan lure Teagarden back. Sloan pushes to the outside. Centering pass collected by the Mavs, but then lost and collected by Mason Cooper. Now he's got a head of steam. He's going to cut back towards the outside. Try to flip one up, but tipped back by the Mavs. That shot wide. Hits a referee in front. Cooper tips it to the corner. Tried to get that to Grace. Archer comes out with it in the middle. He's getting close. He fires a shot. Glove saved by the Mavs goaltender. Another good sequence there by the Trojans, but now Mason Beach takes the face off. He's got Schwab and Shake with him. Puck is dropped. Beach gets that over to the corner to Shake. Shake kicks it back down. Lifts in front. Try to get a stick on it. Boy, the Trojans still loose in front, but kicked aside by Columbus. Beach now pursuing on the back check. Centering pass. Intercepted and sent up to Schwab. Schwab tried to get a shot off, but got poked away, but it's in the corner, so Schwab and Beach down there now. Hit opposite side. Fort gets it. Gets that down to Chase. Tried to get that to the middle, over to Fort. Fort's going to take a shot. That bounces off a couple players, hits the mask, but then Columbus goaltender able to hang on. Now Beach with the face-off again. That goes back to the corner by Columbus. Sent along the boards, held in by Fort. Fort's going to play that. That comes out to Beach. Beach staying with it, but then kicked out by Columbus. Ricky Nichols has it now. He's getting pursued by a couple guys. He gets that up the boards. Tried to get it to Schwab. Schwab tips that down to the corner. Beach is there now. Oh, Beach got tied up. No call, but tipped in front. There's Shafe. Oh, shot just tipped aside as Beach got turned over. Now Nichols with it. Nichols gets that, tried to go center ice to Shafe. Shafe's still there, but then kicked out by Columbus. So now Fort's going to get that in neutral ice. Play that up the boards to Shafe. Shafe's going to bring that in deep, and now he's got to step on him. He's going to center that. Oh, tipped aside by Columbus. Nice back check there by Homewood. And Eddie Homewood out there. And trying to split was Columbus, but Ricky Nichols poked that aside. Gets that up the boards to Burkhart. Nope, actually Homewood's got it now. He gets it out to Peter Koski. Peter Koski on a break. He's got Burkhart joining him. Peter Koski's going to take a shot. That goes just wide. Puck in the corner. Burkhart now tried to play it. Kept in by Teagarden. Nice use of the boot. Burkhart center that Peter Koski off the front of his stick and just wide too. Trying to keep that in was Eddie Homewood. George Homewood got a stick on it. Gets that over to Peter Koski. Now back to Eddie. Now over to Peter Koski. Finds Burkhardt at the slot. That got tipped aside. And then that bounces over. Eddie Homewood tried to keep it in, but Trojans forced to reset. Now Teagarden throws that deep into the zone. And pressuring. Burkhardt back there. Tipped in front to George Homewood. Loose. Oh, covered. As Burkhardt tried to get a stick on it in front. Still a lot of good pressure by the Trojans here. So close on the doorstep. See if they can capitalize. George Homewood takes face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Gets that over to Burkhardt. Burkhardt gets that back to Eddie Homewood. Tipped out of the zone and then sent back up. Rylan Peter Koski sends it down deep. George Homewood there pursuing as well. That hits off of his skate. Kept in by Burkhardt. Burkhardt's going to push that up the boards. He gets knocked over. Pushing it forward still are the Trojans as George Homewood now pursuing. Now Peter Koski has it. He throws one up towards the back of the net. Loose in front. George Homewood tried to take a shot. He gets knocked over. Then tipped aside, but now collected by the Mavs. Now looking cross ice. Passes Aaron. Eddie Homewood now plays them along the boards. Centered in front. Nice save there by Biggs. Now collected by Burkhardt. He's going to get that over to Peter Koski. Peter Koski, nice job along the boards to hold that up. That comes back to George Homewood. George Homewood tried to get that up to Cooper. Cooper throws it back into the zone. Collected by the Mavs. Then stick forward. Then Grace there along with River Archer. And then that's sent back into the zone, and Webb Sloan's going to go after it. He's got some room. He's going to cycle behind the net. Look to reset. He's pushing because he's got a lot of room. He's going to cut through one, and that's going to be the end of the period as he fires a shot on a breakaway. So, here after one, it's Columbus up by one, but teams will talk about it. Switch sides. Join us back here for the start of the second. Welcome back to the start of the second. So we'll have Mason Cooper out there take face off with Grace and Archer. Cooper gets that over to Grace. Then caught in the middle. Cooper sticks that aside. Taken down, now tipped behind. Mavs pursuing, but that's going to be an offsides. Or an icing, rather, sorry. So we're going to take this all the way down to the Findlay offensive zone. Puck comes out, Nichols stops it, has it, gets it over to Cooper. Cooper now finds Archer, bounces off his stick though. Now Mavs with a 2-on-2. Looking over, Grace with the back check, shot, goes wide, Biggs was on the ready. Trying to get that up to Cooper was Nichols, as Cooper was streaking through the middle. Cooper now on him. Archer ties that up at the line. Cooper comes out with it. Cooper spins, Gets that over to Fort. Fort sends it back down into the zone, over to Grace. Try to get that back out to Cooper. Cooper puts it back behind the net, pursuing along the boards. And clearing are the Mavs. Gets it out to center ice. Grace gets it up to Cooper. Cooper now puts the brakes on, sends it back down into the zone. He'll go for a line change. Tipped out, hustling for it is Ricky Nichols to keep it in, and then follow up by the Mavs, but then Ford is there. Ford throws it back to neutral ice. Now the Mavs come in, and Nichols is there. Nice job by Nichols. As Nichols tried to get that over to Beach, he does. Beach throws it into the zone, but in the middle. Now that gets sent. Findlay caught on a line change. Nice save by Biggs! What a save by Biggs on a 2-on-0. Clutch save. Gets that up to Archer. Gets that over to Beach. Beach is now pushing through neutral ice. Gets poked away a little bit, so he's going to turn and send that into the zone. We've got a penalty now. As we'll have number 13 going through the box. And we'll get a look at a Trojan power play. But Beach getting up under his own power, heading to the bench, so good to see that. So now Cooper out with Homewood and Schaaf. Puck is dropped, goes back. Shot, loose in front, covered. So we'll do this again. As Homewood took a shot from the side. Now the Mavs have it, but sticked back by Homewood and then sent back out of the zone. Teagarden has it. Teagarden plays it against the boards. Tried to get it to Homewood. Cooper picked it up. Now sent opposite side of the ice, but that's going to be an offsides, looks like. So now puck is dropped. Cooper gets that over to Homewood. Homewood fires that deep down into the zone. That goes back to the corner. Looking to clear is Columbus. Active sticks by the Trojans. Comes out to George Homewood in the front. Oh, just bounced over his stick. He gets it back to Sloan. Gets that over to Teagarden. Teagarden fires a low shot. Loose in front. Homewood tried to spin and put a shot on it, but got sticked aside. But Cooper tips it back in. Harrison Schaaf there. Throws one in the middle. Oh, Homewood almost got a stick on it. That went through the crease. Now looking opposite side of the ice, there's Sloan with a shot, just wide. Cooper's got it now. Cooper gets it over to Sloan, opposite side of the ice. Fires in the middle. Shots, oh, blocked and then kicked out by Columbus. Now Sloan has it. Sloan tried to get that up to Homewood, but then sticked aside, but then held in at the line and an offsides. Nice secondary poke check there by the Trojans to force an offsides. Columbus back at full strength. As we'll have Eddie Homewood and Ricky Nichols out on defense now. Mason Beach out at center with Peter Kosky and Burkhart. Now Nichols takes that. As Beach gets knocked down, Nichols still has it. Gets it over to Burkhart. Burkhart fires a shot. That gets blocked. He follows up on it. Blocked again. Loose in front. Peter Kosky tried to get a stick on it. So did Nichols. Eddie Homewood's got it now. He gets it back down to Peter Kosky. Peter Kosky tried to find Burkhart in the middle. Peter Kosky still has it. tried to fight one through to Beach, comes out. Now Eddie Homewood, oh, tried to fire a shot, rolled off the stick, but he tips it back in. And then Homewood again with an active stick, keeps that puck down in the zone. Looking to clear of the Mavs, but Burkhart comes out with it. Burkhart tried to dangle around somebody and then stick got loose, and now breakaway. As the Mavs take a shot, glove by Finn Biggs. Another big save by Biggs. Findlay, all sorts of offensive pressure, just can't find the back of the net. Halfway through this game here, Mason Cooper take the face off. Got Ben Grace and River Archer out there with them. Fort and Nichols back on defense. Puck is dropped, gets it over to Grace, gets it to Fort. Fort fires one up to Archer. Archer's on a break. He's going to try to get there. It goes under a couple players' skates and then back out through the neutral zone as Columbus collects. Sends it over to the right-hand side. Fort now with his shot, stick there. Shot goes through the crease. Archer's got it now. He's going to try and make a man miss. He does. Gets it over to Grace. Grace is going to push down to the corner. Now centering pass. That bounces in front and collected by the Mavs and then sent out down the length of the ice. That should be an icing. So we'll have another offensive zone face-off for the Trojans. Now Mason Cooper with the face-off. Gets that over to Grace, just hopped under his stick though. And then forced to clear is Columbus. And then kicking it forward, but Ricky Nichols is there. Nice stick lift, gets it back to the corner. Centering pass, goes through a couple people. Nice block there by Henry Fort. He's going to carry a little bit. He's going to enter the zone with it. Carrying the puck is Fort. Centering pass, tried to get that to Grace, but that went through the crease. Held in, almost held in by Archer. That rolled off his stick. And then holding that up is Cooper. So then they put it back down into the zone. Ricky Nichols is going to collect, and he's going to push forward with it. He tried to get that out. That rolled off his stick. So now centering pass. Found nobody. Cooper's going to collect this now and look for a little bit of real estate. He's going to go across ice. Nice pass to River Archer as Archer's going to enter the zone. River Archer still trying to look for a passing lane. That got tipped out though, and now Columbus with it. Offside's the call. And we'll have a neutral zone face-off. George Holman out to take this face-off. We'll have Burkhart Peterkowski with him. George Holman tried to push that forward to Peterkowski, but Columbus collected. Burkhart now pursuing. Peterkowski there as well, along the corner. And they're going to get Homewood for a hook. So the Trojans will go on the penalty kill again. Peterkowski with the face-off. That gets kicked back to the defense. High shot. What a blocker save and glove by Biggs. So Peterkowski with the face-off again. Gets that back to Sloan. Tied up in front, and Biggs is going to cover. Peterkowski again with the face-off, tried to get that over to the side. Shot wide. Burkhart's now going to push. Get that out to Peterkowski. Burkhart and Peter Koski are going to go in. Peter Koski's going to hit that into the zone and pursue. Columbus collects now. Peter Koski with the back check. Holding that up is Teagarden. He's going to break in. He's going to cut to the middle. He's still got it. Flips in front. Oh, it's loose in front. Just cleared out. Burkhart and Sloan racing. Nice job by Sloan to tie that up, and then that goes through a couple players. Sent out front. Sloan collects. He's getting hooked up there, but he fights through it. And Webb Sloan's going to push forward. He gets held up. Teagarden now and Burkhart pursuing on this break. That shot goes wide. Peter Koski there. So's Homewood out of the box now. He gets tripped up. No call. Centering pass. Nobody there. Burkhart racing to the corner with it. Centered again. Webb Sloan collects. He's going to cycle, go around the other side. Peter Koski there. Peter Koski's going to pick it up and push forward. Get that to George Homewood. Homewood fights through the middle. Foul stick on that shot. Raised it above. Trojans get a quick line change here in the offensive zone. Shea fighting for that one. Comes out with it in the corner. Now pursued. Fort jumps down. Centered in front. Kicked out to the side. Fort's got it now. Fort cycles back. Tried to lift that back to the corner. And we're going to pause here as we've got whistles. Probably a penalty. No penalty, just a frozen puck along the board, stoppage of play. So Homewood to take the face off now for the Trojans. Goes up and over, centering pass, and caught by the goaltender for Columbus. Homewood again with the face-off for the Trojans. Knocks that over to Schaaf. Gets that back to Fort. Fort throws it down the corner. Schaaf there trying to work a little behind the net with it. Loose in front. Oh, collected by Columbus. So now they're going to start on a break. Centering pass picked off by Homewood, but then poked away by Columbus. Nichols now battling in the corner. Fort makes a play. And now Cooper and Grace out as forwards. Sloan and Nichols out on defense. Puck is dropped. Goes back to the Mavs defense. Shot in front. Oh, just wide on the tip. Chipped up by Nichols, or by Cooper. Grace tried to get that to Cooper. Cooper still has it. Bouncing puck. Cooper to the corner with it now. Tried to get it in front when collected by the Mavs. Intercepted by Grace. Grace comes out with it. He chips it back down into the offensive zone. Cooper keeps it in. Goes play along the boards. There's a trip. As we'll have number 97 going to the box. Puck is dropped. That comes out to Sloan. Sloan still has it. Tries to fire a shot loose in front, covered by the Columbus goaltender. So we'll do this again, 4-on-4 for another 13 seconds. And Trojans with a man advantage for a little bit. Comes out, Nichols holds that up. Puts that down in the corner to play it. He's still got it. Get that over to Grace, but just pass a little too hot. Now Sloan with it in the corner. Drops that off to Grace. Grace, centering pass over to Nichols. Nichols now is going to drop down. Nichols is going to fight through. And now out of the box. Trojans with the man advantage. Nichols holds that up. Going to hit that in the zone. Archer chases for it. Along the boards, comes out to the middle to Nichols. Nichols now moves and plays it along the boards. Tried to tip that into the zone, but that got sent away. Columbus now will play that. Back down deep. Webb Sloan's going to get that. Sloan's going to play that along the boards to Grace. Then back in by Columbus. Then going opposite ice. And there's it's out for Archer. Archer now moves it into the zone. Kept in by Cooper. Cooper tried to keep that in. Now knocked away, but Nichols has it. Nichols fires a shot. And Columbus goaltender had it, dropped it, but held on. Teagarden with it now in the corner, battling, trying to get that up there to Homewood. Tipped it aside, now Homewood picks it up. Gets it up to Beach, who chips that up to Schwab. Schwab's got a little bit of room. He's going to take that around, fire a shot just wide. Fort tried to keep that in. He does. Falling down, keeps it in. That comes out to Homewood in the middle. Homewood's going to try to fire a shot, but just couldn't get one off, stick in the way. Now playing that up the boards are the Mavericks. Going to push that aside. Teagarden and Fort are there, but that's going to be the end of the second. So still Mavericks up 1-0 here. We got one more period of hockey to play. So teams again will talk about it, switch sides. Join us back here for the start of the third. And we're back for the start of the third period. We're going to have Mason Beach out there with Schaaf and Schwab. Sloan and Fort back on defense. They get ready to drop the puck.
Let's go, Mavs!
Puck is dropped. Beach gets it back to Sloan. Sloan's going to carry this up across center ice, try to dump it into the zone. Then dump back out by Columbus. Fort racing back. He's at it. Gets it up to Schwab. Schwab gets it up to Beach, who gets it up to Schaaf, who's got a little bit of room. then just couldn't get a shot off. And we're going to have a penalty. As number 21 for Columbus goes to the box. Mason Cooper with the face-off. He'll have Grayson Archer out there with him. Grace battling along the wall. That comes back out to Sloan. Sloan gets it over to Nichols. Nichols goes around. Stops. Turns again. Finds Cooper. Shot! Save. Found Cooper right in the slot. Good heads-up play, but just couldn't put the biscuit in the basket. Puck dropped again. Grace gets it back to Sloan. Sloan will fire a shot. That's, tipped in front, but just missed. Grace down in the corner. Now Cooper's got it. Cooper gets it back out to Sloan. So that's tipped aside. Ricky Nichols racing. And a wide shot, thanks to some good pressure by the Trojans there. Biggs on the ready. High shot now. Archer's going to collect. He's going to push forward as he's got some room. Tried to get that up to Cooper, who was streaking through the middle. Archer with a stick on it. As Archer now puts it to the center to Cooper. Now Cooper's got it. He cycles, dumps it deep into the zone. That goes back to the corner. Mavs player out of the box now at full strength. Now Nichols trying to hold him up at the line, but coming out with it is Columbus. Chip towards the middle, collected by Sloan, and now Sloan's going to push. He's going to chip that along the boards. He's got it. He fires a shot. That goes just wide. Comes over the corner. Archer's there. Archer now. Nice little top. He's going to try to take a shot. Oh, just blocked by the goaltender for the Mavs. Comes back out along the wall to Cooper. Cooper chips it back down to the corner for Archer. Held on, just bouncing over Teagarden. Teagarden backhands that along the boards. Then collected by the Mavs. Now sent back out into neutral ice by Findlay. Centering pass, nice job by Biggs, getting the leg extended out there. Shot well high from the point by the Mavs. Fort, nice play along the corner to hold that up. Burkhart now comes out with it. Gets that over to Grace, or that was Homewood rather. But then that got poked away. And then nice job there by Nichols to hold that up, get that out of the zone. Or that was Teagarden rather. Teagarden pursuing, but now that's collected by Peter Koski. Peter Koski now into the zone, gets that over to Homewood. That just bounces off of his stick, but Peter Koski still pursuing. Homewood still got it. Homewood tried to get that over. Burkhart was in the slot calling for it. Nice job by Fort, and well, they're going to call a penalty on that. As again, he was entitled to that puck just as much as the other player, but they're going to call a check on that one too. So now Trojans on the penalty kill again. Cooper and Homewood out there, George Homewood. Teagarden and Sloan back on defense. Sloan's going to play that along the wall. Chip it forward still, make a guy miss. And then that gets tipped back down into the corner. Teagarden to collect. He's going to wrap that around the boards to Sloan. Sloan's going to chip that out to the middle to neutral ice. Pursuing was Homewood and Cooper. That goes past everybody. Teagarden pokes it to the side. Centering opportunity knocked down. But it comes out to George Homewood. He's still got it. He's going to move to the outside. He's got Cooper in the middle. Just trying to kill the clock here. Sloan dumps it along the wall. Holds it up. Then chipped away. Cooper and Teagarden back for Findlay. 4 seconds left on the penalty. And a shot, loose in front, collected by Sloan. He's going to chip that up to Ben Grace. Ben Grace is going to move now, try to make a couple guys miss, split them. That chips forward by Cooper, then tipped out. Sloan's got it. He's going to play, oh, they're going to call offsides. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off now. Seven and a half minutes left. Findlay looking to tie this game up. Mason Cooper with the face-off. Gets that over. Grace is there, ties that up a little bit. Good hustle by Grace, but then player for Columbus took it away. Offside's the call. So late whistle for an offsides, but we'll take the neutral zone face-off here. Cooper gets ready to take this. He chips that forward, but collected by the defense. Sent back in, Eddie Homewood to gather. He's going to wrap that around the boards. Collected by Columbus, pursuing behind the net, loose in front. And we're going to have some kind of penalty, and that's going to go on oh, it's in the crease, so not a penalty, but in the crease, so neutral zone face-off again. Tried to get that over to Archer. That gets sent back in. Henry Fort now behind the net. Gathers. Collected by Columbus in the corner. Centering pass. Knocked behind the goal. Fort chips it up to Grace. Grace now tried centering pass. That comes out. Cooper racing for it. Chips it forward. Playing it along. And sent back in. Oh, and that hits Archer. And they're going to call that offside. So we'll get a line change here on the offensive side. So George Homeland out to take the face off. He'll have Schaaf and Schwab with him. Tries to push that forward. Homewood collects it. Going to try to chip that along the boards. That's like a weird bounce back to him. Homewood's got it. Tried to push it forward again. He's still fighting for it. Still got it down there. Now Columbus collects it, but Schaaf is there. Comes out to Homewood. Homewood's up front. He fires a shot that hits the body and goes wide. Now that comes out. Teagarden collects it, though, in neutral ice. Fires it deep down into the zone. Now pursuing is Homewood with Beach. Nichols has it now. Puts it back down to the corner. Goes behind the net. Schaaf trying to get a stick on it. That puck was rolling funny on its side. Teagarden hits the brakes, turns around, plays it against the wall. Now the Mavs knock it back into the zone. Beach there. Good back check by Beach. Nichols now playing along the corner. That goes out to the front. Homewood and Teagarden got a piece on it. Now in front again. Shot. Wide shot now by Columbus. Loose in front. And then collected now by George Homewood as he's pushing to the outside. He beats a guy. Tried to go to the middle. Got poked away. Now going back opposite side. Interference. No call. As Archer pushes that one forward. Archer sticks that aside as well. Now Cooper comes back with it. Cooper now to the outside. He's going to spin. He's going to find Grace. Grace going to find Archer. Oh, that got tipped away. And now nice play there by Eddie Homewood to hold that up. Or that was Webb Sloan, rather. Chips that up to Archer. Archer now has it. Collected by Sloan. Sloan's going to play that. He's going to fire a shot. That goes right into the chest of the goaltender for Columbus, who holds on to it. So we're under 4.5 minutes here. Findlay looking for that game-tying goal. Mason Cooper with the face-off. Gets that over to Grace. Gets that back to Sloan. Sloan fires a shot. Stick in front. Sends that high and wide. Kept in by Fort. Fort fires a shot. That goes wide. Stick got on it toward the end there. Archer racing, trying to keep it in. Now Cooper has it. Oh, they're going to call offsides on that. Even though it looked like everybody cleared the zone. It's now Mason Cooper with the face-off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. He collects. He brings it into the zone. He tries to split a guy. Grace is there following the puck. Gets that back to Fort. Back down along the corner. Tried centering pass, but that gets tipped out. Now Sloan's got it. As Cooper looks to clear, now Sloan gets tripped up. No call there. Nice job there by Cooper to keep that in. He still got it. Gets that back down to River Archer. Archer tried a centering pass. That comes out to Cooper. Cooper fires one, gloved by the Columbus goaltender. And now Burkhart out there with Peter Koski. George Homewood to take the face off. Sloan and Ford out there. Puck is dropped. Comes back down to Fort, plays along the wall. Looking. Gets it to Peter Koski. Tried to find Homewood in the middle. Fired a shot. That goes off of a leg pad. Oh. Now Homewood's got it. He tried to make a play on it. That gets tipped out. Burkhart Sloan in. Homewood races back. Peter Koski tips it back. Now Fort's got it. He sends that down deep into the zone as the Trojans pursue. As we're under 3 minutes here in the third. Looking for a goal. Chip back down. Peter Koski's there. Gets it to, oh, tried to get it to Burkhart. That got tipped away. Now over to Burkhart again. Oh, that was from Fort. Ford battles, and coming out with it is Homewood. Homewood with the shot. That goes wide. Burkhart over to the corner. Battling for it as Peter Koski and Burkhart are fighting. George Homewood's got it now. He's in the slot. He tried to fire one. That got stuck down in front. And now Teagarden in pursuit. High shot. That comes out. Teagarden's got it. Gets it up to Sloan. Archer has it now, coming off the bench. Archer's now going to pursue. Homewood's there too. He's going to fire a shot. That's loose. George Homewood there playing in the corner, trying to centering pass. That's intercepted. Now Nichols has it along the wall, just in neutral ice. Going to dig that through as we're under 2 minutes here. Coming out with it is George Homewood. Homewood fires a shot. Loses his footing. Nichols there is trying to play it against the wall. That goes out. Cooper racing for it. He knocks it back. And now Cooper recollects. Teagarden up to Archer. Archer crosses the zone. Looks to slow play through the corner. Oh, nice move there by Archer, but then had the puck poked away. And then coming to try to make a play was Grace, but Nichols is there. He gets tripped up going for the puck. And we're going to have a penalty here. Nope, no penalty, just an offside call. Empty net for the Trojans for the extra skater. Burkhart out there now with Grace and Cooper. And Homewood. Now sending the opposite corner is Nichols. Pursuing now. Grace has it. Oh, tried to center that. Burkhart was on the doorstep. That hit the skate. Homewood's got it now. Homewood tried to throw it in front. That's going to go all the way down and be an icing as they miss the net. So now Findlay looking to make something happen here with the extra skater. Puck goes back. Nichols fires a shot. Oh, that hits a player in front. Cooper's got it now. Gets it over to Nichols. Nichols fires another one. Tipped in front and wide. Cooper's got it. We're under 30 seconds. Centering pass. Oh, that was sent out too far. Racing for it is Mason Cooper. That goes just wide. We've got 16 seconds left. Firing that down is Nichols. That's not going to make the icing. Keeping it in is Cooper. Cooper still got it. It gets knocked out. Nichols has it now with 1 second left. That's going to be the game, folks. As Findlay had it on the stat sheets except one column and came up just short in a 1-0 loss in game 2. So good effort there by the Trojans. Lots of shots on net. Good offensive pressure. But we'll look forward to our next game tonight around 7:15 where they play Gilmore Academy back in Euclid. So join us for the live stream there. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Saturday.